Okay, let's onboard onto CancerBot with breast cancer. Histologic type is IDC. Biopsy grade is 1. HER2 status is negative. ER status is negative. Progesterone receptor status is negative. Stage 1 of the disease. Have you received previous treatment? Yes. Lumpectomy. October last year. Stable disease. No second line therapy. No supportive therapy. US 02138 50 email ECOG is actually we are restricted in physically strenuous activity. More diagnostics, yes. To be eligible for more trials, yes. Negative pregnancy test result makes us eligible for 84 more trials. Yes, contraceptive, 77 more trials. And C1, eligible for 76 more trials. Weight is 150. 13 more trials. 5 foot 5 inches. Grade 9 clearance rate. Okay, so we now have a set of trials that we're eligible for. So just while it's loading. So we have 119 trials that we are eligible for. And there's a real-time assessment of breast cancer lumpectomy margins. That's sort of interesting because we did have a lumpectomy. That's why we're eligible. Self-triage with 2D full-field mammography. A tumor board model for mental illness. Let's go ahead and look at this real-time assessment after lumpectomy. So if we can see the distance is very close, so it's very good on that score. One risk is a rubric of 1 to 20. Green is safe, red is risky. The benefit is quite high, so it's low risk, 5. High benefit. And then a low patient burden. So if we decide that we're interested, we click on this and we'll get an interview of what's involved in this trial. We also have an article that explains the overall goodness of the trial. One of the things that's unique about CancerBot is that we give you precise eligibility with these attributes that are over here on the right. We've met them all clearly, and then with that we can then do we can separate the eligibility from just how good is this. If we decide that we have things that are more have different importance, we can click here and we can change the goodness score weights. So that's an eligible trial. Let's look at, we also have some intriguing potential trials. So we have 71 potential trials. There's one 4 miles away that's quite intriguing. It's ultra hypofractionation and normal tissue toxicity. So it's actually experimenting with proton beam radiation therapy. You can see that we've extracted the various criteria here. So we have our M value criteria, and we meet M0, so there's no metastasis essentially. And then we have, because of that, we meet the M0 and we don't hit M1, which would be excluded. And planned therapy, it does want us to have radiotherapy planned. I'm not listing any planned therapy, but let's say I'm interested in this because I didn't have a great response to the lumpectomy. If we pick our radiotherapy, perhaps neoadjuvant radiotherapy, then we, so this is actually, so any of these radiotherapy things should match. And so we're now eligible. If we said we planned external beam radiation therapy, and then tumor stages excluded, let's say it's T0. Now we are fully eligible for this trial. Just by answering a few more questions. We may have, some interviews may have asked this question, but we are now fully eligible for this trial. It's quite a good trial. It's only 4 miles away. The risk is on the higher side because we are doing this proton beam, and that's it is a fairly new therapy. The benefit is quite high, and then the patient burden is moderate, using that scale that we talked about before. So, and if we just say that we're interested, now we'll show you this interview. So it'll ask us some key things. Do you understand that it involves these 2 types of radiation therapy, proton beam and conventional photon radiation? Yes. Are you aware that the trial aims to measure changes in your heart using MRI imaging? Yes. Yes, I know it has more procedures. No, I'd like to understand what the side effects are. Both can cause fatigue, skin change, and other effects. In real life, I'm a follicular lymphoma sufferer, and I had radiation therapy, and I can tell you it definitely generated fatigue. I've always been interested in this proton beam therapy. Yes, now I understand. No, what do I do if I have side effects? Okay, report them to the study team. Are you comfortable with the frequency of visits required for the trial? Please tell me more. How do you feel about this now? Is it more clear? Yes. 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 I've discussed it with my family. Yes, I understand I can withdraw. Yes, I understand it may not directly benefit my health. Yes, I'm glad that the data will be used in research. No, I don't anticipate problems. Yes, I've had the opportunity to ask all my questions. Okay, and then I'll be contacted by a patient navigator who will then see this transcript, and they can also answer further questions, and if things go well, then I'll get into this trial.